In this short film, we are going to demonstrate all of the people handling safe systems of work. This should be shown as part of the people handling training course package in order to help you to visualise the techniques before you practice some of them for yourself. Your trainer will guide you on exactly what you need to do. It's important that you understand that no two situations are the same, so that all of the people handling safe systems of work are guidelines only. Although they must be broadly followed, they must be adapted for each situation, using the efficient movement techniques that you covered during this course. The safe systems of work are demonstrated in this film in the sequence that they appear in the training course. Right, how are you feeling now?
Not too bad, thanks.
Jolly good. I'm going to try and get you upright now, so just a bit at a time. Okay.
Yeah.
What I want you to do first off is just bend your knees there so your feet are flat on the floor. Okay?
Yes.
And if you roll over onto your side, that's grand. Okay, we're just going to get you up. And if you can use this arm here to support you and just get up halfway there. Okay? How does that feel?
Not too bad.
Alright, now put that hand down there for me and just get yourself onto your knees. That's brilliant. Okay, pop your left hand on there and bring your left knee up here so your foot's flat on the floor. Get your right hand on there, and I just want you to, using that arm to support you, just ease yourself up into the chair. Okay, splendid. How's that? Not too bad. Hi, how are you feeling now?
Not too bad, thanks.
Excellent. What we're going to do is just try and get you upright now. We'll do it a bit at a time, just gradually, so don't worry. If you feel unwell at all, you just let me know. Okay. What I want you to do is just bend your knees there, get your feet flat on the floor, and just roll over to the side here. That's it. Now, using that arm to support you, just sit up on the side. So far so good?
Yes, thanks.
Excellent. Put your other hand down there. And just roll over so that you're on your hands and knees. That's great. Okay, now just pop your both hands on the chair there and bring this leg up so that your foot's flat on the floor. There's a chair behind you. I want you to lean on that chair there and just ease yourself back into the one behind. That's it. There. How does that feel?
Fine, thanks.
Okay. When you want to stand up, just let me know and we'll use the chair as a support to get you going. All right?
Stand slightly behind the donor and place one hand around the donor's waist and the other onto their hip. Use an open palm hold both on the donor's hip and at the donor's forearm or elbow. If there are two donor carers assisting a donor, stand either side of the donor and slightly behind as before. Make sure the taller donor carer has their arm above. To even attempt to perform this safe system of work, you must be close to the donor and ideally standing just behind them, as you would be if you were assisting a fainted donor to walk. If you are holding the donor in any way when they faint, firstly release your hold, take a step back and open your hands. With this method you can see that you use your body as a slide and you use your open hands to try to direct the donor straight down your body and down to the floor. Bend your knees and maintain a stable base. The donor is then sitting on the floor, resting against your legs. You then carefully lower the donor to the floor. There are two basic methods to get a fainted donor to the floor if needed. Use the method that suits the situation best. For both methods, if a donor faints at the tea table, other donors should be relocated and furniture moved safely and with caution to allow access. The donor carer takes the donor's arm and places it across the donor's body in the direction of intended travel. The donor carer kneels in front of the donor and to the side of the chair, places one hand around the donor's hip using an open handhold and guides the donor's torso towards the edge of the seat. At the same time, the donor carer pushes on the donor's knees in one smooth movement. This manoeuvre will bring the donor to the edge of the chair. Continue with this action and the donor will drop onto the mat. The other donor carer ensures the head is protected and does not hit the ground at any point in the exercise. One donor carer must ensure at all times during this manoeuvre that the donor's head is protected. The two donor carers grasp hold of the donor at the back of the hip with their hands and behind the donor's knee with their other hand. On the command from the nurse or the donor carer taking the lead, each kneeling donor carer transfers their body weight forward and at the same time slides the donor down the wedge until they are sat safely on the floor. Then move the chair and the wedge and lower the donor carefully to the ground. This safe system of work basically uses the bed as a slide and is a quick and efficient way to get the donor to the ground in an emergency situation.
Are you alright? Can you hear me? Can I have some help, please? Will somebody call for an ambulance, please? Until I've got a donor not breathing. No, she's not breathing, please.
Ensure that you have two donor carers positioned at the head end of the bed, one on either side. These people will be required to steadily lift the end. The speed at which this is done will determine how quickly the donor slides down. One person is located in the middle. This person is usually the nurse who will be in charge of the action. They will also protect the head. One donor carer is located at the foot end and their job is to ensure that when the donor is sliding down, their feet come outwards away from the bed and do not buckle underneath it. Once on the ground, the donor will be sat resting against the bed. It can then be carefully removed and the donor is laid flat on the floor. In order to carry out this safe system of work, you need to know how to roll the emergency evacuation sheet correctly.
Okay, you need to fold the long side of the slide sheet away from you and then slip it underneath.
In order to do this, turn the donor's head in the direction of intended travel. Place their arm across their body, flex the donor's knee, roll the donor onto their side. Roll the emergency evacuation sheet lengthways to nearly, but not quite, the halfway point. Then push this underneath the donor. Return the donor onto their back. Pull the rolled sheet out from underneath the donor. The donor is then ready to be transported. Donor carers need to drag the donor with the handles at their longest extension. Ensure that whilst you transport the donor with their head leading, make sure that the donor's head is protected at all times.
We hope you found this short film useful and that you can now visualise some of the techniques and manoeuvres that you're about to try.